All right, good morning. Hello, welcome to Tech Teacher Support. I am Chris, and today I'm going to do our first teacher tech tip. So this is tech tip number 1, and I plan on doing those a bunch. So keep tuning in to find more of these. I'm going to live stream these. And just a note on the live stream, the reason I do live streams instead of prepackaged videos is because a lot of times I run into problems and I try to fix them. And if I'm doing that and cutting that out of the video, then you guys don't see the problems that you may run into. So I like it to be fresh and live. And if we run into problems on the live stream, then we also learn how to fix them. So thank you for tuning in. Of course, these are always archived on YouTube. You can go back and watch any of these on our YouTube channel. And again, if you have questions on anything on how to do this, you can always reach us at TechTeacherSup, S-U-P, on Twitter, and that's where people ask questions and we make videos. So for today's teacher tech tip number 1, I want to talk about sort of getting set up for the school year. As the school year approaches, a lot of us are going to be doing distance learning. And one of the most important tools as a teacher or a student or an administrator really in education right now is the web browser. So much happens through your web browser that it's become such an important tool. And I want to talk a little bit, you see my graphic over here. What we're going to talk about today is splitting your browsers. What I see with teachers a lot of times is that they either use Chrome or Safari or Firefox, and they use it for work, they use it for personal, their kids use it, and it just becomes one jumbled mess. And you have tabs open all everywhere, and you have extensions installed, and everything just gets a little overwhelming. And one thing I've worked with teachers that seems to be very impactful is teaching them how to split their browsers. And so what I'm going to show you today is what that means and sort of how to do that. But basically, that means keeping all of your school and work things in Chrome and then using Safari or Firefox for all of your personal things. And I kind of listed that over there. So for example, I'm going to pull up on the screen, and let me pull our screen up over here. There we go. Right down here at the bottom of my screen, I'm going to zoom in. I have our 3 major browsers. And again, I'm on a Mac. This works on Windows as well. They don't have Safari on Windows, so you would use Firefox. But Chrome is available on almost every platform. So here I have my Chrome, my Safari, and my Firefox. And they can all be running at the same time and be doing different things. And I'm going to just show you. I'm going to pull up my Chrome right here. And this article from K-12 about recommended browsers. And you see this first line here. It says the recommended browser when using K-12 online school platforms is Google Chrome. Now this is for Ohio. I'm sure that this you'll find in all 50 states. Google Chrome has sort of been the standard browser for schools. There are Chromebooks, which use the Chrome browser, Windows machines, Mac machines, they all use Chrome. And it's a good sort of stable constant. As you're a developer making things for students and teachers, you can make them for Chrome and know that everyone is going to be able to use it. That's why I also say use Safari or Firefox for your personal browser and use Chrome for your school browser. Okay, and again, you may see this in your district. Almost every district I've worked with recommends Chrome. That's for test taking, that's for using Google Classroom, Schoology, whatever it may be. Chrome is the standard for school. So I'm going to zoom back out here a little bit. We're going to close this window and hide this real quick. Okay, now over here on the side, what I talked about in this graphic is how to split those up. And I'm going to start here with Chrome. So Google Chrome, when I launch it, will notice that everything in Chrome is set up for my school sort of ID, my school persona, right? I am signed into Gmail with my school email. I am signed into Google Drive with my school account. I'm signed into Google Classroom with my school account. And so you can see that first bullet point up there is all of my school bookmarks. So if we go along the top here and look, I have all of the school bookmarks I may need, right? I have lists of all sorts of IT support and curriculum design and digital literacy, things like that. All of that is in my Google Chrome. So I know when I launch Google Chrome that I'm in work mode, all right? And if I go to Twitter, it's going to be my school Twitter, right? So right here, school social media login, the third bullet point. Some of you may have multiple Facebook accounts, one for school, one for personal. You may have multiple Twitter accounts, Instagram accounts, whatever it may be. You may have created school versions of those, and you also have personal versions of those. And so again, I like to split those up as well. So I know when I go to Twitter on Chrome, I am logged in to my Tech Teacher Support Twitter. When I go to Twitter on Safari, I'm in my personal Twitter, right? So that's one thing I really love is when you split these up, you can be sure that when you're logging into your social media on Chrome, it's going to be your school version. You don't have to do that goofy thing where you tell the kids, hold on 1 second, I got to sign out of this account and got to sign into this account, and then I don't remember my password, right? So number 3, school social media. Number 4, admin is school IT, full control. And what that means is the administrator of your school usually controls your Chrome browser, whether that be on a Chromebook or that be you signing into Chrome and getting all of your school extensions and school certificates and things like that. But a lot of times the administrator or the IT department of your school controls your Chrome. And for a lot of people like me, I don't want to have my banking information and my personal Facebook and information like that on Chrome because it's controlled by my school. There may be a lot of overlap there, right? The school may be getting involved in your personal stuff and seeing your browser history and things like that. So if you just want to be secure and private, you want to make sure you're not doing personal things on your Chrome, especially if you're signed in with your school Gmail account. So again, going through those bullet points, I use Chrome specifically for my school bookmarks up here. If I'm in school work mode, I'm bookmarking things in Chrome. Tools and websites for students. Again, if you use Schoology, if you use YouTube, if you use any tool you may use with your student, you can be logged into that account, have your password saved within Chrome, and boom, one click and you're there and ready to go. You're all signed in and ready to go. Also, school social media. If you use, again, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever it may be for your students, you can use Chrome, sign in, and always know that when you're using Google Chrome, you're in your school world in social media, right? And your personal posts and your personal things aren't coming into school because they're separate. And then finally, number 4, your IT department usually administers your Chrome browser. So they have a say over what extensions get put on, how the look and feel of it is. Sometimes they have a lot more control than you even realize. They can see where you go, what you do, how often you do it, right? So that's important to know that because it's a work device, a work browser, your work can essentially see everything you're doing on it. So now let's drop down to the personal. So what I do is I keep everything school, work in Chrome. Then when I'm done for the day, I'll quit Chrome. Then when I go home at night and I'm doing personal projects, right here, my personal bookmarks, maybe blogs that I read. For example, if you're doing any banking or secure communications, you're going to want to do that in Safari or Firefox and not have that flowing through Chrome in your work, right? So I'm going to launch my Safari right here. And again, you'll notice Safari almost identical in the way it works to Chrome. It's a web browser. But again, I have my personal bookmarks here. So this is not school stuff. These are blogs I like to read, whether it be about motorcycles or surfing or airplanes or whatever that may be. I have a lot of maker stuff in here, like to do my own personal projects. So again, my personal bookmarks are in here. So this is like when I'm in chill mode at night and I'm doing some, reading about my hobbies and things, I keep that in Safari. All right. Now, what we also see is like secure banking. When I have to go onto my bank, I don't want to do that on Chrome because, again, that flows a lot through your school. You don't want passwords saved and things like that. So your banking, do that in Safari, right? Personal social media login. I know when I go to Twitter in Safari that I'm on my personal Twitter, not my school Twitter. It's already logged in and it's ready to go. Also, my YouTube account. Also, things like logins to forums and things that I do. So all of my personal things are on here, like social media. So when I just go to Facebook, I'm already logged into my personal account. And then, finally, anti-tracking and privacy. Again, Safari, because it's not connected to your school in any way, has much stronger security. So it's going to do things like disregard third-party cookies, sort of shut off any tracking that ads are trying to do with you. Just overall, much more of a private browser. Safari and Apple and Mozilla and Firefox are definitely much more security-minded when building their browser than Chrome is. That's my personal opinion. So I feel that when I'm doing banking and important things, that's on Safari. So again, and then I'll pull up my Firefox, and here's Firefox as well. So those of you who are on Windows who don't have access to Safari, use Firefox as your personal browser because, again, it has world-class standard security, privacy, anti-tracking, those kind of things. So you can feel safe doing your banking and any important personal work you want on that. All right. And then let me close off Firefox. And then one last thing is the syncing. What is nice is whether you use an iPhone, an iPad, Android, right? You can sync your Chrome to those devices as well. So if you're a teacher who finds themselves using their iPad or their iPhone a lot, but also have a laptop, remember that your Chrome is going to be syncing between devices. So anytime you make a bookmark or you open a new page or you do fill out forms, things like that, those all get synced between devices. Same thing with Safari. Of course, if you're in the Apple world, Safari on my laptop syncs with Safari on my iPad, syncs with Safari on my phone. And again, all of my personal bookmarks and things stay within my sort of ecosystem. So hopefully this was a nice little primer for how this works. If, again, you have more questions or you want to know more in depth about how to set this up or how to do this, you can always find Tech Teacher Support on Twitter, and that's at Tech Teacher Sup, S-U-P. You can see it right down there in the corner. Of course, support didn't fit, so we're at Tech Teacher Sup. You can post your questions, concerns, ideas on there, and we'll be making videos all summer, all fall, as much as it takes to help teachers get back in the swing and be comfortable in the classroom. So again, thank you for joining us. Good luck splitting your browsers between Chrome and Safari, and hope you have a lot of fun doing that. Thank you again for joining in. I will talk to you later. All right, goodbye.